World class. And tonight's premiere is going to be another testament to the global recognition of our artists who are again with us tonight. It brings us immense honor and pride to host this Hollywood gem at Ayala Mall Cinemas. Through initiatives like Bravo Filipino, we aspire not only to spotlight extraordinary Filipino talent, but also...
Thank you. What do I say? I'll just say. Anyway, okay.
It's your choice.
Oh no.
Musical chair, shall we?
I'll stay here.
Blocking.
Okay. Thank you.
This
thank
wasn't
you.
rehearsed. Welcome, Jhett. It's so nice to have you here. Do you have very, very few words you'd like to say to everyone who's here right now?
Well, of course, I'm very thankful to the Ayalas, especially to Lizzie, who I just messaged. I mean, that I wanted to come here. Then she introduced me to her team. And to Mariana. I knew Mariana for a while now. And because I know this film belongs to like an ABC crowd. That's why I was like hounding Lizzie to be here. And I when I'm in the Philippines, I actually stay in San Lorenzo. So
So it's so near here.
it's so near, yeah, right? But I've never been to this theater, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally get to step in here and this lovely, beautiful space. In the cinema, I always eat here at Greenbelt, just the cinema.
Well, I like that. He always eats here, in Greenbelt.
I always bring my
Ayala.
meetings here, yeah.
Well, it's so nice to have you here, Jhett. And there's so many questions that people have for you. Me particularly, I really have been a fangirl for a long time. And it's just been so exciting. I just wanted to ask, like from jumping years of doing Broadway and theater, what was the jump like to finally do a feature film and in the middle of a pandemic, no less?
Yeah, because I'm a commercial producer, right? So I
Yes.
always think of numbers. I can't help it. For me, the economics on live entertainment, especially on Broadway, don't quite work for me anymore. Because again, I'm an accountant by profession, so I can do all the recoupment chart in any Broadway house, in 41 Broadway houses, in my sleep.
Wow.
So when somebody pitched me a show with that kind of budget, so I already calculate.
Yes.
And all that. So I stumbled upon the filmmaking, and I was like, oh, and I learned about it, and here we are.
Amazing. And you didn't just learn about it, you actually directed it.
Yes, because I thought 10 years of producing, I wanted to step up and evolve somehow. Of course, I stand on the shoulders of our great Filipino directors,
Yes.
and I just want to be able to sort of contribute to the storytelling that's authentic from our voices.
Right. And when you say great Filipino directors, just out of curiosity, which Filipino directors are you referring to who
The
drew as
three-
an inspiration?
Yeah, the three masters. We have Eric Mati, we have Brillante Mendoza, and my personal friend, Love Diaz.
Oh, fantastic. And sir, before we invite you to call on the rest of the cast and the production, in your opinion, how would the Filipino talent that you see here, I'm not sure if you've seen, the local Filipino actors, even theater actors here, how do they compare to the Broadway actors or the Hollywood actors that you've worked with previously?
Yeah, I actually mounted M. Butterfly in the Philippines.
Yes.
That was such a success that we had to do a national tour.
That was in 2018.
Yeah, so I tested them, right? Because on Broadway, we do it live 8 times a week.
Right.
And so we did the auditions, and then we hired them, and I gave them 7 shows a week in 3 weeks. And like Pinky Amanda is like panting. I said, what are you complaining about? You want it to be on Broadway? This is it.
This is your practice now.
Exactly, this is it. This is how it's gonna be. Because I know the Filipino talent is worth all the effort, right? To come back here and to identify which of them would have, the potential to cross over. So I always come and see local shows. I even go to CCP's Love Fest.
Right.
I watch those, and I look out for new material, the writers and the directors.
Cast of Asian Persuasion. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of some special guests, extra special guests actually. We have Alice Rhea. Could you kindly stand? We also have. Oh, I mean, anybody else? What was your experience about Greenbelt?
Felt like I was in a real life version of Avatar.
I'm sorry,
Pretty awesome.
Avatar.
Yeah,
Why?
it was pretty. The trees, the.
Yes.
You've never seen it?
No, I have seen it, but I was trying to. Avatar, you think of blue people. So I'm like, did I miss something around Greenbelt?
We're surrounded by blue people.
It looks like you squeezed every single store on Fifth Avenue in New York into one. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it's called budget constraint.
Yes, but definitely my favorite place to shop in Manila, for sure.
Oh, fantastic. That's nice to hear. Okay. Yes,
Well,
ma'am, did you have something to say?
I am a Greenbelt girl. I graduated from Assumption College, so Greenbelt was my hangout back in the days.
Ay, homegrown pala po.
Yes, yes.
Homegrown.
No, it's no, it's hello. Okay, it's on. No, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's just such a beautiful mall, and it's outdoors too. So you don't see too many of that, out here. But it's really worth being outdoors with how beautiful it is here. So
Yes.
it's great.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I actually, as you were saying a while ago, Geneva, you were saying that you wanted to go around and shop. I think that would be a wonderful thing to do, especially because there are actually 5 different green belts. So you'll see the different stores, the different local designers. I would suggest to try the local cuisine as well. So you have a lot of fusions, but you have a lot of really authentic, just Filipino food. Just a little tip. We can talk later if you want. Okay, but moving on to the questions to the cast about the movie. So these questions came from the media. Our first question is from Maan Pamaran of Philstar Life. This question is for you, Jhett. Her question is, why is Filipino representation important in Hollywood movies and films?
Well, for me personally, because I noticed that since 2016, the Asian representation in Hollywood has started to climb
Great.
up. And actually, the Hollywood Reporter did a study on that. And they've explored that on the annual box office, the Asian content represents 12% of the box office globally. So they were like, what's going on in Asia? That's why you've seen Crazy Rich Asians,
Yes.
Minari, The Farewell,
Yes.
and now Past Lives, right? Because Hollywood has identified that the Asian content is rising.
Right.
So as a Filipino in the United States, I thought, where's the Filipinos here? Because our neighboring countries have been bustling through the box office, and I have to eat a lot of food before I reach that. But I thought I can do something in the meantime, and this is my first start.
I love it. And so would you say that's one of the inspirations why you decided to pick up this feature film and make it your very first one?
Yeah, exactly. Because again, I noticed on the list we're behind Cambodia, and I thought
Are
I
we?
took that personal. Yeah, they had Angelina Jolie for They First Killed My Father.
That's right. Okay.
Right? And I was like, we don't have anything. Sorry.
Right.
I mean, in terms of box office and the success, we're not quite there yet.
Fantastic. And honestly, this is why we are very thankful. From somebody who is from the artist's point of view, we're very thankful that this feature film is actually making a worldwide debut. Because we're putting, especially
We would see each other in audition rooms, but we knew there's no way doing the same project together. So knowing that he was going to do the film,
I picked up that script and I read it in 35 minutes. And when you connect with a script that well, it's very easy to breeze right through it. And then he told me that Dante was attached to it, and it was exactly the same sentiment. There's no way back in the day that the two leading-ish men of Filipino descent would be in the same film, much less in lead roles of the same film. So I'm really grateful that we had this opportunity to do that. As far as preparing for it, look, Mike wrote a character that's really close to me as a person. He tries to be charming, but is ultimately awkward at the end of the day with with everyone. So there wasn't a lot of preparation, but I did memorize my lines and coach it a bit. So okay.
The last time I heard Paolo tell that story, he read the script in 40 minutes. It's getting faster by the interviews. I play the role of Caspian, and I prepared this, and this might be unconventional, but I believe as an actor you have to live a lot of life experience. And so if you live experiences, you can bring yourself to the character and the situations that are happening in the role. And actually, just coincidentally, my girlfriend, Devin, well, my fiance now, thank you. That didn't happen in the movie, but it was just so coincidentally that we were giving ourselves a second chance dating, and just I found the same inspiration with Caspian, this soulless, this guy's just wandering through life looking for love, and had a romantic interest that he kind of messed up on, and wanted another chance. So you'll see more in the movie, but that's how I prepared. And this is my romantic lead.
Yeah, it was tough to play that part. Jhett called me. Now, Jhett produced a play that I did on Broadway, and so I've known him. Like Janina, I'm a huge fan of Jhett's. And he also sent me Lingua Franca. When he did that movie, he produced that. And I knew that we had such a connection, our artistic sensibility. So when he sent this script to me, I loved it. I would have done anything for Jhett, but I loved it. And I've lived in France for a long time. I was educated there, so I thought Jhett knew that. He didn't. But playing this guy's love interest was a real challenge, as you can imagine. So I wanted to stretch myself as an actress, so I took the job.
It's called sarcasm. The laughter is coming from here, sarcasm. All right. So thank you very much, and thank you, Maan, for those questions. Now we have a question from Ed Uy, who handles a blog.
It's challenging to do the reset, do the makeup and all that. No, we just threw it in the car, one loop, done. And then same with when she was having a wine, done. You know, it's
Nora Honor School of Acting.
yeah. Well, the Fama, she really, and then during our world premiere. So some
prior
actors,
to that, you had only seen snippets of the film, or
Yeah.
nothing at all.
yeah, because some actors don't actually go back if they don't like the movie. So there's the democracy, right? But they all showed up the next day, and then Paolo actually sat through another screening and watched the movie So I guess that speaks that they like the movie, I hope.
Well, as a producer-director, I'm sure that's very memorable to know that the project you did is memorable for your cast as well.
Exactly.
And actually, for the cast, is there any memorable experience you had while shooting the film? Anything that pops up, or anything funny? Funny, memorable, something
I love
that
the
you
cast.
loved?
Really, it's just the cast we all got along really well, and even doing this tour now, it's really beautiful because it's just a beautiful cast. These guys, I spent a lot of time with these guys on the set, and I think just our rapport with each other has been wonderful. But a great memory was me and Paolo in Central Park, which was phenomenal. To be in New York City to shoot a movie in Central Park, like a Woody
Together,
Allen
after
film,
20
or like-
years of knowing each other.
it was a really special moment. And then actually we were doing one of the scenes, and then we got applause by the people, not by just the people in the park on their day watching
that's
us
so
act.
cool!
And it was really special. It was beautiful.
Sorry, I just remembered when we shot the pool scene. Remember that April 29th, it was 36 degrees, which is around 2 degrees
my gosh.
Celsius. So our actors are in bikinis, and they're gonna be on the pool. So you will watch it later. Just remember when you see that it was freezing.
And it's like 3:30
Oh
in
my
the morning.
In the morning.
The sun's about to rise, like 4 o'clock. We're like, we're still shooting.
I hope they increased your talent fee for the day. Half kidding.
Memories?
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing was one great big memory, but looking back, oh shoot, it's not there anymore. But it was the scene where we're in tuxedos, Chinese tuxedo, and we're picking out costumes, and me and Dante were just improvising so much, and it was so fun. We picked out the most ridiculous mustache, not thinking it would get approved, and that's the mustache you see on in the movie, and I just could not stop laughing. No, the poster, yeah, the poster. I could not stop laughing while I'm talking to this guy. And it was just so hard for me to keep every laughter in, like when we were working together, because it was so, and he just played it off like, what are you laughing at?
It's nice to hear these tidbits. These are things you don't really, it makes the movie experience richer for the audience. From our point of view. I think we have time for one last question. So our last question is from Bing.
Reflective of my life and my experience as a film in the States. You would see Asians in the movies, but not like, they would always be overly exotic, or there would be superhero stuff. I just wanted to write a very relatable movie that would have the heart of Filipino-ness in it, but it would be a New York City love story, but that would invite other cultures into a story that's relatable. And then so for me, this is really about elevating or just creating a narrative that people can relate to all across cultures, and representing our culture as Filipinos like very strong on the screen, and just having fun with it, you know. And writing the movie was very cathartic for me. It's the very first one I ever did. I'm not a screenwriter by trade. That's not even close to what I do. So this is a very out of left field thing for me. And to be working with this group of people, and to have Jhett magically decide that he wanted to direct my movie and produce it with me is beyond anything I could ever have imagined in my life. And then here we are in this beautiful cinema today. Here we are on this beautiful tour of the Philippines. And these guys didn't even need to come to this. They just came because this is the love that we have as a family in this movie, and to create everything. You'll see these beautiful locations we had throughout the entire movie. These locations a lot of them are like my friends or Jhett's friends, but these are contacts that I've had in the city for years and other things that I do. And to have it all come together was just love and community. And I have nothing but gratitude for everything that's happened to us thus far, and for everywhere we're gonna go after this. I would love this to be the first of many similar kinds of films that really start, showcasing what we can do as Asians and Filipinos.
Wow, amazing. That's I Love Ayala Malls. Also, sorry, can we have